Hey everyone, welcome to Just Cartoons, my animation slash cartoon channel. So anyways, if you guys have been subscribed for a while, you guys may probably known that it was originally called Arty Cartoons. I decided to change the name of the channel to fit more of my personality, as well as there was another channel that sounds similar to mine. But personally, I think Just Cartoons is a lot better fitting. It's a much better fitting name for my channel, and it's pun based, which I really like. But anyways, I want to try something different, a new way to bring new content into my channel, and what better way to do that than with a sketchbook showcase, because I love to draw, as you guys can probably tell by like some of my work. If you guys follow me on like Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or DeviantArt, up there I love to post artwork. And this is a sketchbook that I've been working on ever since Thanksgiving this year. It's not done yet, but I believe I got past like the 1/3 mark of this sketchbook. So without further ado, let's take a look. So I'll show you guys what I got so far. So this is my cover page. I did a lot of drawing. This is like pretty much my I decided to take like a weird kind of like 1930s type route with this, because I love all things the 1930s and 20s and like retro animated cartoons. And that's my mascot character, Artie. If you guys don't know, Artie is a character I created like years ago, like probably around at least 5 years ago. He's an art mannequin who loves to draw, animate, and hope to be an animator. So he's a bit like myself. He's myself in a way as a cartoon. Yeah. So I just loved how it turned out. Like I said, the start on Thanksgiving Day this year. So let's keep going. And this is my style that I've pretty much been doing. I've been usually doing. I love drawing in pen, and I even wrote myself some goals for myself. It's always nice to learn to pretty much set goals for yourself, and to basically pretty much keep you motivated. So like, for example, I put like goals like draw every day, practice drawing nature and animals, etc. Find art styles and artists that inspire you and try them out, which I've been doing. And so far I'm on track of keeping this sketchbook going and learning new things as well. And actually I've learned the tips of like creating goals and creating a cover page from an artist that you might know from YouTube called Drawing with Waffles. Really fantastic channel. Definitely got me motivated into starting up this channel again. So if you're ever watching, I just want to say thank you so much. Now to the next page, it was actually pretty tricky, because it's the scribble challenge. I haven't done this in years, and the first one was done in pencil, the one in green. And actually, I didn't do that scribble. That was actually my younger brother. He helped me out, and I came up with this weird avatar slash alien type thing. I don't know what the heck it is. But the other ones got better, though. I just pretty much did the others by myself. I just pretty much closed your eyes. I just scribbled the heck I want all over, and I just pretty much made some images, and they turned out much better. Especially like the witch one and the gorilla, the blue one up on the top. Those ones are my favorites. I really like how those turned out. On to the next one. So this one I've been doing some studies of Genie from Aladdin. One of my all-time favorite movies, as well as my favorite character in the movie. I just love his style, and I just love his squash and stretch and exaggeration. And so I definitely wanted to bring that into like my style of artwork. And yeah, Robin Williams always does a fantastic job in bringing his character to life. He will be missed. And so yeah, on to the next one. And this is another one of my Genie studies. This one focused more on like his like gestures and like his pretty much like his body language, like him like when he's all like mad, or when he's like introducing himself or being like a showstopper. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I actually learned a lot when drawing Genie. It was really, really great. Alright, next one is the first page of artists that inspire me, and I try to recreate their work as best as I can. and pretty much list some stuff that I learned from them and what I can use into my work. And this one is Glen Keane, who is a an animator for Disney. You guys may probably know him as like the characters I have drawn here. Try to recreate his style, try to learn stuff from him. So I drew Rapunzel, the Beast, Tarzan, and Ariel in like graphite pencil. And he's definitely, what I learned about this one is like he's really focused on like anatomy and like details. Like he really searches through his drawings and like finds like the shapes and tries to bring his drawings to life. So like that, and I love his sketchy quality. So that's definitely, like, if you guys don't know who Glen Keane is, well, now you know. Next one is Sean Dickinson. What really captivated me about this one is how he pretty much like loved the whole flair of like the 1930s or 20s, and like how like bouncy and exaggerated it is, and like with the strong ink and like black and white. It really is fascinating. Like if you guys are like familiar with like Cuphead or Bendy and the Ink Machine or like Steamboat Willie, you guys would know like this style. And I like how it's like very like dark and creepy in a way. And actually that bottom one looks a bit like Betty Boop if she had like longer legs. But but anyways, yeah, I love his work. It's like he mixed like the 1930s and 20s with almost like something you would put as like a tattoo or like on like a magazine or like a bike. I don't know, but I just love it. I had to study his work. Next one is Scotty Young. So Scotty Young, love his colors, like really bright colors, and like I even wrote down twisted, like he's in a way is like twisted in a way, especially with the dragon. I love that, and it's super cool. Like great work with like the pen and the markers and like digital work and like yeah. Even like I even wrote down like he exaggerates features like that, like the mouth or the tongue on Venom, or like the dragon there. Like it's really wacky and crazy, and that's part of my personality, is that I love all things like bright and wacky. So that's why I definitely had to research him, and he once again did a fantastic job on him. Love his work. Another one is Mark McDonald. So yeah, Mark McDonald, he's really known for like gestures, poses, and like quick sketches. Love his work. I actually pretty much took classes at the Animation Guild, and I've taken some classes with Mark McDonald. He is a phenomenal teacher, really great guy. He does great work with like drawing people and like pretty much telling stories with poses, and that's what I hope to do later on in the future. And he really is amazing. He's a really awesome guy. Definitely check him out. Next one is Brittany Lee. So yeah, Brittany Lee, I did a study of her. What really captivated me about this one is like how she like pretty much plays around with the color. Like the mermaid one definitely plays around with like complementaries, as well as like warming up a picture, or like pretty much like taking simple shapes and bringing them to life, which I love that. I really love that about her style. I mean, it's actually from a book called Ladies of Animation. If you guys have not heard about that book, definitely check it out. It's really great. Actually got mine signed by the author, so that was really cool. And it showcases like all like really great like recent works from like the from females that work in Disney animation. It's really awesome. Like, and with this one is like I really like the whole like paper cutout style, and experimenting with color, and that made me like really love her work. Next one is, I think it's the last one. Yeah, Gris Grimm. Wow. Oh my gosh, Gris Grimm. But yeah, I really love his work. If you guys don't know me, I like things a bit like lighthearted, but at the same time, I also like things that are like dark and twisted. And I was looking at one artist that like fits the bill, and I found Gris Grimm, and he is phenomenal. Like I love like his style with like when he uses like the pen or the brush, and like he uses like thick and thin strokes, like in a balance, and like lots of sharp edges and swirls, which I really like that, and definitely want to bring that into my style. And I especially love how I pulled off the his version of like the Mad Hatter and Pinocchio. I really love how those came out, and it's really awesome. Cause like things that you may or may not know is that pretty pretty much like, if you learn from like all like these like great like artists or like or illustrators that like inspire you, and like try to like and try to put your own flair onto them, and you could definitely learn something and see if you could try to find your own style. That's what I've been trying to do, trying to find like a new style for myself. Still work in progress, but we'll see what I mean. And this one's I decided to do some like jazz studies. So I did Rhapsody in Blues from Fantasia 2000. If you guys have not seen that movie, definitely check it out. It's worth the watch. And also some one-line drawings that I like the look of them, so I decided to recreate them. Although the one on the right is not one line, I just a rough sketch because I like the shape of it. The other one was a one line, so I thought it was super cool. Now this was a tricky one. This was my continuous one-line jazz drawing practice. So I decided to take like different pictures of jazz musicians and decided to draw them all in one line. If you guys have not done this challenge before, I definitely recommend it. It's wow, it's it's a challenge. I will say this, although I had a lot of fun with it, it forces you to like slow down and like pretty much like see like the details and like try like simplifying in a way, or like capturing as much detail as possible with just one single line, and it's really great. I definitely would do this again. Now in this one, I just pretty much made a list of stuff that I like, stuff like my personality, and like utensils I like, trying to find what makes Jake Jake. So I wrote down like stuff like I love animation and cartoons, I'm colorful and bright, I'm also friendly, I like dark humor, I'm a child at heart, and of course I'm a Disney fan, and this is myself like trying to like different art styles and like pretty much trying to find me, what makes Jake Jake. And I also like to do like markers and brush pens and pencils and pen. So yeah, and this is me trying to find myself. On to the next one. So this one's almost like, this was just like my old style. It's like a variety. Shows like different, I just took like different artworks of mine, ones that I really like, and I just cut them out and I just placed them on here like a collage in some sorts of my work. And I just pretty much listed stuff that I really liked from what I draw. Like I really like how I did curves, and I also like how I did like exaggerated with like the arms, right, and legs by making them like thin. Or also like how I did big or small eyes. I don't think I have anything in between. And what else? The expressions I really like, and the 1920s and 30s style I really like, because I really love old like vintage cartoons. So yeah, that definitely works. And it definitely shows like my old style before I switch over to a new one. So we'll see how that goes. Now this one was also a challenge. It was 1 minute gestures. So with gestures, pretty much like you take a pose. I pretty much found these online. It was from a website called Quick Pose, and I timed myself. So I gave myself 10 poses, and each one would last a minute. So I was a bit rusty. But I haven't done it in a while. But I did learn some stuff though. So I was like trying to find like each gesture as quickly as fast as I can. But yeah, overall this was I'm trying to do more challenges. Trying to like, and definitely drawing every day. So that's definitely been helping. Next one I've done is just some random doodles. I just love like I did a still life. I did like a picture of a random bird I decided to draw from the top of my head, playing around like the complementary colors in a way, and also drew some 3 random people. I believe I found them on like online or like Pinterest, and like these people, and I decided to like draw them out and like my and try to like exaggerate some features like hair or like the eyes and like the nose or cheekbones and like trying to find my style in a way. And this was all in markers, so I really love how that one turned out, and I just added like a random checkerboard design just for the fun of it. Now with this one is I decided to draw my favorite animal, which is an elephant. I love elephants ever since I was young, especially baby elephants. They're super darn cute. And also on the same day, also drew some studies of people while waiting at a bus stop. So These were like my bus stop studies. I used because I take the bus to school, and I did this all in blue markers to fit with the whole elephant. So I decided to keep like the whole theme of blue. So I really like this page. Now, if you guys may or may not know, this was this is Stephen Hillenburg, who is the creator of SpongeBob SquarePants, and I drew this when he passed away, unfortunately. He passed away due to ALS, so which is very tragic, very sad to see him go. He's a huge part of my childhood. Loved his work, especially when, since he created like a world that everyone loves. Like grew up with. It was a huge part of my childhood, and like everyone grew up with like SpongeBob and Patrick and Sandy and Squidward, Plankton, all the residents of Bikini Bottom. It was a lot. It was a lot of great times I had watching the show, and it was very emotional when he passed away. So of course I had to draw a caricature and like some SpongeBob doodles to commemorate the life of an important person in many people's lives. Now this one, this is my Artie mannequin mascot character. Playing around with different styles. He is so I was trying to figure out what makes Artie Artie, what how to pretty much like find like my own style in a way. So pretty much tried out different things like big smiles, big eyes, or like some like stuff like that. And I highlighted in greens the ones that I like, the ones that I think are going somewhere, ones I think that have like potential to like so I can use something with it. But yeah, so pretty much like the theme with Artie is that he's all about creativity and imagination. That's what Artie is. Like he loves to create stuff, and he isn't afraid of possibly making a mistake. So pretty much Bob Ross. But and a couple more Artie sketches, and I also did quick sketches of some styles and like characters that I like, ones that I could possibly use as like an influence to my own for inspiration. So I did Paul Rudish, who is the creator of the Mickey Mouse shorts on Disney Channel, which I really love that style. That one's it's like updated 1930s style with a mix of like Ren and Stimpy in a way. So I really like that. And also, if you guys are Invader Zim fans, I drew Gurr. Love that little robot. And more of Scotty Young. So I did like really, really rough, quick sketches just to get like an idea of where to go with my character Artie. And these are more scary. These are more characters of Artie, as well as a couple of Big Hero 6 Chibi Toy sketches. But it's because I really like the style of those toys. I found them online, and I had to draw them because I thought like, hey, maybe they can help me find like that particular look for Artie that I'm looking for. Like, cause like right in the corner, the one highlighted in orange on the top, that one is pretty much like default Artie like right now. Yeah, like as of right now. And I want to see if I can like try to change him up a bit. And of course I drew an art mannequin because pretty much that was the inspiration for his character. And I'm trying to see if I could bring like some of those elements into it while also keeping them very cartoony. And I also wrote with the Big Hero 6 ones. Like I liked how he had like a big head and a small body, so I took note of that. And also big eyes, which I wrote for the Fredzilla one. And even on like the bottom right corner, I wrote hair because I decided to experiment with hair. So I was experimenting with hair because for the longest time my character already does not have any hair. He did not have any hair whatsoever. And so I decided to play around with him and give him hair. And yeah, you'll see where that goes in the next page. So anyways, another one is Charlie Chaplin. He was an inspiration of mine when coming up for like what Artie will be like in a way, because he was inspired by like the whole like 1920s and like there's like kind of like the whole silent era. So kind of think of like Felix the Cat or Mickey Mouse or in a way. So Charlie Chaplin was a great example. Love his humor and like his style and his facial features. And I think this is where I first got the idea for like the hair, because I like his hair some way, but but yeah, it was yeah. Charlie Chaplin's a great silent actor, really great guy. These are more Arty sketches. Still playing around with him with this whole style. The ones I highlighted in purple and yellow. Those are the ones that I thought, like, yeah, these are the ones that I think are going somewhere, has potential, and pretty much ones that I could definitely work with when upgrading my character. Like I love like the tuft of hair I had in the bottom one, or like I like the whole fluid like rubber hose motion in the middle one. I like where like pretty much like the basic one with the top one, and I also like how in the very top corner I love how he has big gloves, and like everything else is like really like kind of like small in a way. So yeah, so I definitely wanted to keep that for the overall look for Artie. Now to the next page. Now this is really where I'm finally got where I'm going. So this is pretty much Artie. Like I think I've pretty much finally found it. I found this now. The ones I highlighted, those are like, yeah, those are the ones I got this. Like these are the ones like I just love. I gave him like 3 tufts of hair, like little like stubby piece of hair on top. Because if you guys don't know, 3 is my favorite number. And I decided to incorporate that into this character. And he has very skinny limbs, which I really like. Really big gloves. In a way, like his shoes are like medium size, which I like that. The top of his hat is floating off. But yeah, he's supposed to be dressed up as like in a way like in the 1920s, 30s, kind of like a newsboy or like in a way. And this is on the bottom is like a pencil sketch. I used a Mickey Mouse Disney Fanny figurine as like an inspiration. It's like kind of like a muse to draw like the basic pose, and I just drew like what would be like on my art desk. So, but yeah, I think that's this pretty much is Artie in all of his glory, and like pretty much all my final out. And those are my dogs. But now we're coming close to the end of this sketchbook for a while, but I just decided to draw some Pinterest of like some girls who are like with umbrellas in the rain. and then I was experimenting with like complementary colors, because orange and blue, if you guys don't know, they complement really well. So I decided to do like different poses and try and play around with warms and cools. And yeah, it was very interesting. Definitely had a lot of fun experimenting with this one. Now this one is another character that I currently designing in the works, and I love him. And it is Sparky. So, so Sparky, in a way, he's a mix of different animals that I find interesting or that I really like. Like, for example, like he has like the beak of a parrot, or like the ears of a dog, or the dangling light from an anglerfish, the wings of a dragon, and I believe like the paws of a monkey, and the tail of a peacock, which is not shown, and the feet of an elephant. I just took like random animals, I mixed them all together. And if you guys haven't done this, it's a lot of fun. It really is a great fun to try it out. See what kind of animals you guys can create. It really is a blast. Now this one is another character that's connected to Artie, and that is Mr. Eraser, which is a pun of the word eraser, and his first name is Eddie. So his full name is Mr. Eddie Razor, and he is pretty much, the best way I can describe him is that he's pretty much the Mr. Wilson to Dennis the Menace, or the Squidward to SpongeBob. Like he is does not want anything to do with the main character, but in a way gets tagged along with it. So that's pretty much this character. That's the jumping point. So I thought like Artie represents creativity and like pretty much being free, while Mr. Razor pretty much is like the stick in the mud, and like pretty much like is like more strict and stern. In a way, he's still goofy though. Like he's a talking eraser. Of course, he has to be funny. But yeah, he was a lot of fun to draw. Very simple. He's pretty much a square, with a mustache and bushy eyebrows. And also, I actually looked up like inspiration and trying to figure out like the look of him. And one inspiration was the dad, Flint Lockwood's dad from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. That was in, like, especially with the bottom right, that one with the eyebrows covering his eyes. I really like that look, and I think that definitely fits with this character. Now with this one, I decided to draw something that I really like, and that is Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland. And I love the walk-around character that they have named Red. If you guys don't know, at Disneyland, they recently revamped the auction scene and pretty much made the redhead a pirate now. And they actually have her walking around the park and talking to her and like pretty much talking to everyone and pretty much take photos and sign autographs. She really is great. So I decided to draw her. I decided to draw like two different styles of her, and I think they both turned out really, really well. Especially since they're pencil sketches and they lean more like kind of like the realistic side. But I really like how they turned out. And then, let's see. Last but not least, today in my uncompleted sketchbook is my 12 Days of Christmas art challenge I'm doing as of right now. Because as I'm filming this, today is December 1st. And I decided to come up with a 12 Days of Christmas challenge where pretty much every day from December 1st all the way to December 12th, I draw the gifts from the 12 Days of Christmas song. And if you guys have not heard that song, definitely give it a listen, especially since it's okay now because it is now December 1st. You can listen to as many Christmas songs as you want. But yeah, for the first one, of course, I had to draw a partridge and a pear tree because that was the first gift in the song. I really loved how it turned out. I even tried a palette that I'm not used to, which is triadic, which is pretty much you take pretty much the best way I can describe it is that on a color wheel, and if you have a triangle right in the middle, and you pretty much whatever points they are at, it's like those are the colors that will go well together. So in this case, it was orange, green, and purple. And so I decided to experiment with those colors, and they turned out really, really, really well. And I loved it. I loved creating this work, and I cannot wait to create more for each of the gifts in the 12 Days of Christmas. But anyways, guys, that pretty much wraps up my uncompleted sketchbook at the moment. It was actually, this video actually went a bit longer than I expected, but I'm actually glad I got to pretty much talk about this book, and I can't wait to see this completed. If you guys like this book, or pretty much if you guys love my work, feel free to like, subscribe, tell me your favorite artwork, and I hope to do more of this in the future. You guys are great. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys real soon. Bye, everyone.